and introduce yourself, Bells.
I'm Annabella.
This is Annabella, guys, and she's in the process of starting her YouTube channel. So I will link it down below. Go subscribe. She's gonna get a camera soon and get her videos going. This is my little niece. She is so sweet, you guys. It's goals to be like her. She is such an awesome girl. And if you're young, be like Bella. Be like Bella. And look at her fashion. Look at how cute. Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna drop my phone because I'm just
Definitely go subscribe. Oh yeah, she's got a cute little thing on her phone. All right, guys, that was Bells. All right, Julia, don't get your hair in the candle. Will you guys let me know if my hair catches on fire? Just be like, hey, stop talking. Your hair. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so this video was filmed way before Halloween and it was meant to go up right before Halloween, but I've had some things come up. I've had some family issues come up and then I got sick. So long story short, I freaking slacked. So yeah, like I kind of mentioned, I think I mentioned Halloween in this video and I have Halloween decorations, and so some of the timeline is off. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know. I know I have been slacking on my paranormal videos. A lot of you come to my channel for those. If you're watching this and have not seen my paranormal videos, I will, I will go ahead and link a playlist down below because I have a bunch of spooky, paranormal, personal stories. I've had lots of things happen to me throughout my life and I made videos on them. So if you want to check those out, like I said, I'll link them down below and I'll put my most recent one up here if you're more of an instant person and want to like click on it. But honestly, guys, like I've been slacking because my paranormal life has been so quiet lately. Within the past year, I have just gotten to a place where I am really, I guess, strong in my faith. Like, I don't want to get too preachy, but I've always believed in God, and if you don't, like, you don't have to believe in whatever or whoever you want, or if you don't believe in anything, that's okay too. But I have just gotten really strong in my faith. I really am at a point where I am not so scared of bad things happening. I'm just in general, like in life, I know that there is somebody looking out for me who will make sure that I am safe, make sure that I'm okay, no matter what I have to go through. And that goes with like being like scared too. Like sometimes, like if I get spooked or scared, I really am like, all right, that's fine. Like, not today, Satan, because my guardian angels and my God will kick your butt. So kind of like, you're nothing to me, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, I feel like since being more confident and I guess awake in my faith, I don't know if that's like deterring or deferring spooky things from happening or negative things from coming in, but I have had a couple things happen. I've had a lot of spiritual things happen, like things happening from deceased loved ones and everything like that. And I have had two kind of weird things happen, well, a couple. So I figured I will just go ahead and make a video on all of them together, give you guys a little spooky video. If you're curious about any of the products, lip products, or any of the makeup I'm wearing, I do have a makeup tutorial for it. I will go ahead and link it right here for you guys. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into some things that have happened. All right, so the first thing that happened a couple weeks ago, and I was in my bathroom and I smelled the smell of really good food. And it's funny, so the first person I thought of is one of our old neighbors. Her name is Joni. So when I lived with my mom before Jesse and I met and moved in together, we had a next door neighbor and she was so nice. Maybe I should do a funny story time sometime on how we met them. Anyways, she was just a really kind, like awesome lady, like funky, spunky, and she would always cook good food. And when she was cooking, you could smell it from our house all the time. Like you'd pull up and walk in the door and be like, oh, I smell Joni's food. Or even sometimes in our house, you could be like, I smell Joni's food. Like, And there was one particular thing she cooked that I'm not sure what it was, but the smell, like she cooked it often and it was a distinct smell that I was like, oh, one of these days I'm gonna ask her what that is because it just smells really good. Like it smelled almost like chicken and dumplings or something, but again, a really specific smell. So a couple weeks ago when I smelled this smell in my bathroom, that's the smell that like, it made me think of Joni. I was like, oh my God, that smells like Joni's food. And so the sad thing is, a couple years ago, Joni did pass away from cancer. It was really, really sad, but that's why, I don't know, I just thought it was weird and I was like, no. So I was like, well, let me go outside and I bet you someone's cooking outside and I'll be able to smell it when I go outside. So I walked outside and I smelled and I couldn't smell any food. I couldn't smell anything. And so I kind of walked around my house to see like, oh, maybe it's coming from a different area. I could not smell any food outside. And I was like, that is so weird. Like, where is this coming from? I wasn't cooking anything or anything like that. So it was really weird. I went back inside and I went back in the bathroom and I could still smell it. And I was like, what is this? This is so weird. And so I kind of brushed it off. And then I was like, you know what? Let me go get Jesse. And because Jesse was home at the time. And I went and got him and I was like, hey, come smell in the bathroom. Do you smell food? And he came in and when I walked in with Jesse, the smell was gone. And he was like, I don't smell anything. I was like, so weird. I swear it just smelled like food. And I even told him, I was like, it smelled like Joni's food. So I don't know. I just thought that was kind of weird, like unexplainable and kind of cool. I don't know if maybe she was visiting me or something like that, but it was just weird and just completely unexplainable. So another thing that happened that actually kind of freaked me out happened about a week ago, and I had just gone to Savers, which is a thrift store here. By the way, I have lots of thrift haul videos, so yeah, if you click on my channel, you can go to playlist and check out all those if you're into thrifting. But I had just gotten done buying a bunch of clothes from the thrift store. And I was out in my dining room area. I had them all on the table and I was pulling off the tags. That way I could wash them and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, mind you, okay, I have 3 dogs and all 3 of them were with me in the living room, dining room area. And all of a sudden I heard like one of our bedroom doors creaking open. And so the weird thing is that particular day was the first day that we turned off our cooler. And so we do have an evaporative cooler, so we would always have our windows open. We'd have doors open a lot just to get like airflow. And even then, like even when we were running the cooler with all the windows and doors open and everything like that, the doors don't open and shut by themselves. Like they just don't, I don't know. I don't know if the airflow doesn't do that. It just doesn't happen in our house. But if the cooler was on and like the windows were open, I probably wouldn't have gotten so spooked. And at first I didn't. I kind of stopped and I heard that. And then I was like, oh, probably a draft. And then I was like, oh wait, the cooler is not on and there are no windows open. So then I kind of was like, oh my gosh, like that was really, really creepy. And so I went and I checked all the doors. All of the bedroom doors were already open and they were pretty open wide. So I like each one, I kind of like tried to like shut it and like move it slow to see like which one would creak when I opened it. And I could not figure out which one it was. And I don't know, I got really spooked. I was like, oh my gosh, like that was weird. Like again, there's no explanation. All of my dogs were with me. Like I started getting a little creeped out, but then again, like I was kind of just like, nope, not today, Satan. Like whatever you are, like you're not welcome here. And I'm just going to go on with my day and ignore you. And so I did. I just went back to, pulling my tags off, doing my laundry and just trying my best not to focus on it. And so the weird thing is I told this story to one of my friends at work. Her name's Catherine. If you're watching this, hi, Catherine. But I was telling her this story because we were talking about creepy things. And I was like, yeah, not much creepy things have happened to me lately. And she brought up a really good point. She was like, wait, you were, you had just come from the thrift store and like had all these clothes. Like what if spirits are attached to their clothes? Like what if I had bought something that the person who owned it died and like their family had brought it to Savers because they don't know what to do with it, which I'm sure happens all the time. Like when people die, I'm sure a lot of family members will just donate the clothes and everything. And I never even thought about that. If you can kind of bring home energy or something by buying thrift clothes, like comment down below what you think about that. I was just like, oh my gosh, that is so weird. And it was just so weird that that happened while I was pulling the tags off and everything, getting ready to wash the clothes. So yeah, again, that was weird. And oh, there was one other like kind of creepy thing. Again, this one is easily explained, but I'm just gonna throw it in there. One day I was at work and I went to the bathroom and one of the lights was flickering, like uncontrollably, and I was the only one in the bathroom and I got all spooked and I even recorded it, but I think I deleted the recording because I was like, it's probably like, I really was not like, did not think it was paranormal. I was like, oh, probably the bulb's out. So I thought I was silly for recording it. So I think I deleted it. But yeah, very well the bulb could have been going out, but it was just spooky. I was like, oh my gosh. And this was like right around the time I heard the door creak. So again, I kind of was like, well, that's probably explainable, but in case, not today, Satan. So now I'll go ahead and get into kind of some of the, I hate calling like spiritual stuff paranormal activity, but I guess it would be classified under that. But basically a bunch of things have happened revolving around the baby. I am pregnant, if, like I said, you're not a normal subscriber or watcher of mine. And some weird things have happened around this pregnancy. Well, I'll just go ahead and just jump right into it. Okay. So like 3 days after I had found out I was pregnant, this was back in July, and I did actually make a video talking about this car accident. Okay, I lied. Another plug. I'll put it here if you want to see that video. But I had gotten in a really bad car accident. Like it was almost head on. The airbags went off. You know, I was wearing my seatbelt, and so it really pressed on my abdomen. And it was just a really, really bad accident. I should have been way more injured than I was. Jesse actually happened to be driving kind of a little ways behind me. So when he pulled up to the intersection, he saw it was me, and he was like, I thought you were gonna be unconscious. Like, I didn't even know if you were gonna be alive. And he walked up and, you know, he asked me, are you okay? And I was fine, I was conscious. And I was kind of like, yeah, I think I'm okay. Like I was not hurt. I mean, I had a little whiplash, but other than that, I was totally fine. And my first concern was the baby. I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, how could a baby have survived that? Like, especially the seatbelt being right over where she's at. And so anyways, I was just really worried. And she did end up being okay. Like we had a doctor's appointment and doctor was like, no, everything's fine. And I am currently, at the time filming this, I'm 18 weeks pregnant. And so she's still doing good in there. But so the weird thing was, the first thing I thought of when I realized I was okay, and I was like, wow, like, how am I okay? Like, I kind of thought of, I'm like, how am I okay right now? Like, this was crazy. The first person I thought of was Jesse's Tata, which Jesse's Tata passed away February of this year, so February 2018. And Jesse is super, super close with his grandfather. Like, they were like best friends. And from the minute I met his Tata, he was so sweet to me. And him and I were just really close, both his grandparents. Like, they just accepted me with open arms, and they were so loving and sweet to me. And Jesse's Tata actually reminded me a lot of my Tata. When I was little, I couldn't say Tata, so I call my Tata Tata still. But my Tata has dementia now, and Jesse's Tata really reminded me of how my Tata was before his dementia. So we've always had like a really close, special connection. And I've had family members die. I have a great grandma who my middle name is named after, who died. I have an uncle who died. My grandpa on my dad's side died. So I have loved ones who have died who, like, I don't know why I didn't think of them first, but for one reason or the other, the first person I thought of was like, oh my God, Jesse's Tata. Like, what if he was protecting me? And his Nana passed away last November, and I just thought of them. Like, it was weird. I was just like, first I thought of his Tata, and then I was like, what if it was his Nana and his Tata? Like, what if they were protecting me, like, and the baby? It was just so weird. That was just my thought. And I didn't even say it out loud. And when Jesse and I were sitting, like, waiting for the police, he was like, somebody is looking after you. He was like, I cannot believe you're sitting here right now, okay? And he was like, somebody's looking after you. And so at that point, I kind of told him, I was like, well, the first people I thought of was your Nana and Tata. Like, it was really weird. Anyways, so then fast forward about a month, I had a dream. Now, normally I have really vivid dreams. Sometimes they're so vivid, I can't tell that they're a dream until I wake up. Like, really always remember my dreams, really vivid. But this dream, it was almost like I was like just closing my eyes talking to somebody, because there was nothing to the dream. Like, it was just black. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see anybody, but I was talking to Jesse's tata. And he was like, "Hi, mija, like, how are you doing? Mama and I want to know, like, how are you and everything?" And I was like, "I'm really good. Like, I'm pregnant." And I was so excited to tell him. And he goes, "Well, yeah, who do you think's been protecting you?" And so that was just so crazy. Like, that I was just like, oh my gosh, he was the one who was watching over me and the baby, and just this whole pregnancy, which Jesse and I have had 3 miscarriages. This is our 4th pregnancy. And so again, I just really feel like he's been looking after this baby, and like he's making sure this baby is making it, you know what I mean? So that was really weird. And then something else weird that happened recently is Jesse was talking to his dad one day. And so, okay, when I first met Jesse's tata, he was like, "Oh, what's your name?" And I was like, "Oh, Julia." And he was like, "Do you have a middle name?" He was like, "I don't like Julia." And I was like, "Yeah, it's Amparo," which that's my great grandma's name. And he goes, "Oh, can I call you Amparo? I like that much better." I was like, "Yeah, you can call me whatever you want." And so his nana and tata, ever since like I first met them, they always called me Amparo. And so anyways, Jesse was talking to his dad, and his dad was like, "Mijo, you won't believe the dream I had the other night. I was talking to my mom and dad, and they kept asking about Amparo. Like, how is Amparo? How is she doing?" And so again, like, there's just been so many things where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, Penelope, which is our baby, her main angels are Jesse's nana and tata. Like, it was just so weird. If you don't know, she's gonna be named Penelope Max, and that's where she gets her middle name from, is Jesse's tata, because he always loved the name Maximilian or Max. Like, he would, anytime someone was pregnant, he would say, "You should name your baby Max. I love the name Maximilian or Max. Such a good name." And so we had talked about, before we even got pregnant, we're like, oh, if we have a baby, like when Jesse's tata passed away, we were like, we should name the baby's middle name. If it's a boy, we should name it Maximilian as the middle name, or if it's a girl, we can name her Max. And so that's why we decided Max. So yeah, like, that was just kind of some really cool spiritual stuff that has happened. And I get more of that kind of experience lately. I know, like, kind of the spooky stuff in the beginning was not that big. It wasn't that eventful. But like I said, I just really have not had a lot of things happening lately. So I just told you guys everything that's been going on. If you've gotten to the end of this video, go ahead and drop either a ghost or pumpkin emoji down below. Thank you so much for sitting with me this whole time. I'm sure this video is kind of long. If you are not already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to become part of my YouTube family. And other than that, I'll go ahead and catch you guys in my next video.